Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Columbus Blue Jackets NHL 2K6 series. We're here in our little hub here looking over the month of October after a disastrous end to our road trip in California. Leaves us now at 2-3-0-1 on the season. And that's going to take us into our first home game since the 7th of October. So it's been now 2 weeks. This is the second week since we've had a home game. And it's going to be against the undefeated San Jose Sharks, a team that we have already lost to. So just a disclaimer before we get in, we're going to be covering the 4 games of this little home stint that we have at the end of the month. But I forgot to hit record on the first Red Wings game. So you're only going to see the Red Wings once, which is fine. You don't need to see a back-to-back of the same team. So we are going to get started here against the Sharks. I remember it was a good game, too, and I was like, oh, man, it's a great game. Can't wait to edit it. And then I saw I wasn't recording. I was like, of course, that's just how life goes. But those things happen. I'm surprised that doesn't happen to me more throughout the course of running this channel and doing this. But either way. So we had a rough time in California. Really, the big thing is offense. We really struggled to see any kind of consistent offense, really, from anybody. We finally saw Newman in our free agent get a goal. We saw Rick Nash, of course, finally get a goal on that road trip, but it really just wasn't enough to really power us at all. And again, offense still kind of stagnant here as the first period comes to a close here in Columbus with nothing to speak of. So we really need to see some pucks enter the back of the net as soon as possible because, you know, we want to keep the pace here. We want to stay around 500 or so. And now with an opportunity in an offensive zone here, it's a loose puck. And now on the wraparound, it's going to get into the net here. Some crafty work here, some quick thinking, even more so. Not just crafty, but just quick thinking here by Andrew Castles to get the loose puck here and just kind of wrap it around Nabokov. I think that's who's in net for the Sharks this time, right? Evgeny Nabokov. Excuse me with the Russian names. I'm trying my best. But the wraparound absolutely beats him on that blocker side. He had no idea. He just couldn't even get back to the other pole by the time Castles buried it into the net. So I didn't even know you could do wraparounds like that in this game. It's kind of cool. I like to see stuff like that. But I think we've already had 1 or 2 so far in the series. But it's just cool whenever it happens. So we finally get ourselves a goal. And it's a power play goal, too, on top of that. So another loose puck in an offensive zone here. Taking it in. It just beats on Nabokov on the blocker side. And it's another goal from the assistant captain. So there we go. Getting some production from the people we need to as Jeff Sanderson here. Castles gets himself another point. And Newman also gets himself a point with the assists. But it's Sanderson who's going to bury this one here. It's a pretty weak shot. And just, yeah, the Sharks defense, I'm not really sure what they were doing, what they thought they were seeing. But, I mean, just an easy goal for Sanderson. I don't think he's going to get one that easy for the rest of the season. So, but we will happily take that, especially from the assistant captain. We need the assistants and, of course, the captain to really step through if we can. So later on in the game, of course, the net is empty, and we're just going to take that free goal, the gimme goal, and it's Castles again, I believe, who got the empty netter. So another multi-goal performance is going to lead to a Blue Jackets win at home, and we will absolutely take that. So, but there we go. And there's the breakdown. We outshot the Sharks. Crazily, man. Like, we outshot the Sharks, which hasn't been a huge problem that we've had all season long. We've done pretty well outshooting our opponents. It's just getting pucks to land here, just getting goals to go in hasn't really been the most consistent thing we've been able to pull off. So that's really kind of been where our shortcomings have come from, and I don't even think the goalie play is really a big thing to blame here, but either way. But we did win that first game against the Red Wings, so we are currently on a 2-0 streak now after snapping a 3-game losing skid. 3-game losing skid. I'm trying to, or it might be 4, because I think that OTL loss that we had was also during that 3-game stint. So, I think we snapped a 4-game losing streak, and now we've grabbed ourselves a couple wins at home, and we're looking to grab another one back-to-back against the Wings here. Late in this first period, only 5 minutes left. We have it in the Red Wing zone here, and it's passed right in front of the net, and into the back of the net it goes. And there we go, an early on goal, and it's Manny Malhotra, who had a multi-goal game here in the first episode of gameplay that we did. So I guess the second episode, and he just beats Cujo right in front of the net. Nick Lindstrom just sitting right in the crease. I'm not sure what Lindstrom was really thinking he was going to do. I guess defense, maybe the positioning wasn't exactly how he thought it was going to work out, but he really just kind of blocked Cujo from even getting a shot at saving that puck. But and now Shanahan is going to make his presence felt here in Columbus as he just kind of beats the defense and puts one into the net himself here. He just does it all himself, takes it from the corner, retrieves a loose puck here, and just beating the defense and beat Mark Denise. Mark Denise is even trying to get a stick on it, and Shanahan beats him on the glove side as he's out here just poking around for the puck. Just losing it, man. I guess, yeah, right in front of the defense. So already 2 defensive breakdowns right in front of the goaltender is going to give goals to both teams. But we are now tied at 1. And now on the power play, we again have it in the offensive zone here. And Kudo's going to let that one, I guess, just slide in. I'm curious how that one just kind of squeaked on through. I mean, we will happily take a goal here, especially from Therian Fleury, who I don't even think he scored since that first game, our first game of the season that we won against the Capitals. That might be his first goal since then. But Kudo initially stops the initial shot here, but that one just kind of trickles through the glove, I guess. I don't know. I mean, he must have had a hole in there or something. I really don't know how that one got through. It's not the most graceful attempt here from Curtis Joseph, one of my favorite goaltenders from this time here. But yeah, that's what it is. That is what it is. So moving on ahead now into the third period, just a couple minutes in, again with the puck in the Red Wings zone here, and that one somehow ends up in the net. I don't know how, but it just when it rains it pours, I guess, for the Red Wings. I really don't know. I mean, just look at that. Like, defense in his face and everything. I would just chalk it up to a glitch at that point. I really don't think that one really counts. But about a minute or so later, once again on the attack, and boom, doing it all himself, it's Therian Fleury with the backhand, just again beating the goalie on the blocker side. Just, I don't even know, man. I'm not sure what the Wings are doing. It is just an absolute, just, someone help them. Someone help them. So again, they've already lost that last game, and I think we scored about 6 goals in that last. We'll see it at the end here when we look at the hub world, but we did score, I think, quite a bit of goals on the Red Wings between this back-to-back that we're playing here, and I guess the Red Wings just really weren't prepared for that trip a few hours down to Columbus from Detroit for this game, but it's just not working here. So 4-1 is your score, but the Red Wings are not quite done yet here, and a one-timer is going to land as the Red Wings get themselves, they light the lamp here and get a nice little goal here. It's Robert Lang getting the pass from Darren McCarty as he buries this one into the back of the net. His 5th of the season, buried into the net. So this is just a good pass here from McCarty here. Just good vision to see this right here. And Lang was in perfect positioning. The defense just kind of let him squeak through. He was just kind of sitting in no man's land, surrounded by a few jackets. Yeah, see, look at this. Just bam, right in perfect position. Mark Denise had no prayer, no chance of even saving that. So 4-2 is now your score, and right off of the face-off now into the neutral zone. The Red Wings are going to take a loose puck in the neutral zone and take this one down here. It's loose now behind the crease, but Shanahan's going to wrap it around and bury it behind Mark Denise, and Shanahan gets his second goal of the game after Holmstrom's loose puck was retrieved here, and Shanahan is doing everything on his own, man. And Denise even saw him. He had eyes on him, but just couldn't move quick enough. So give that credit to Shanahan, I guess, for just a heads-up play. But that's kind of stuff you can expect from him. But this, I guess, is what you can expect from Cujo in the net, as a few minutes later, another goal is scored, and Nikolai Zerdev buries one into the net here. Just another slapper coming down on the fast break here. Just slaps it from the circle, and that one's going to go right past the glove. I think that's the glove side again. Yeah, man, just a weak glove. It's just not there today. So 5-3 is your score. A couple minutes left in the game. Red Wings desperation time, pulling the goalie. That might be the only way they could get anything going, and it doesn't seem to matter as we put 6 goals on the Wings and win ourselves another home game, 6-3. So if it isn't obvious from me just kind of knowing the players more so than the other teams, yeah, I am a Red Wings fan. So kind of difficult. I have strong ties to both teams, so I'm okay with this. But either way, picking up 2 wins against the Red Wings here, outshooting them again. Like I said, man, in the Sharks game, we don't struggle outshooting opponents. It's something we can do pretty consistently, but for some reason the wins aren't coming, but now they are at home. But we're going to welcome in the Nashville Predators, another one of the newer NHL squads in the league. They're a little bit older than us Blue Jackets are. I think about, 5 or 6 years older than us? Maybe longer than that, maybe 8 years. But either way. So coming down now early on in the first period, Mark Denise once again trying to make a defensive move here with the stick and just kind of taking himself out of it as David Legmund, the Predators legend, gets himself a goal. You're unassisted, just takes it down, beats the defensive pairing, tries to do some fancy moves here, throws Mark Denise off because Mark Denise thought that he could maybe make a defensive move with the stick, and just bad, poorly played by everyone. 3 Jackets in particular you could just point to right there, all played it fairly poorly, and yeah, that's a reasonable reaction from Mark Denise. So, a little bit later on into the period, now puck is loose in the Jackets zone here. Shots are being put on net, and Mark Denise just cannot keep up with the onslaught of pucks flying at him here, as Scott Hartnell, the legend, Scott Hartnell, doesn't fall down. He stays on his feet and is able to get this unassisted goal, as he's just going to do it by himself, just sending shots on net here. And I guess Mark Denise, it looks like he might have just lost sight of it, because, as Hartnell just kind of turns around. Denise very late on the reaction on that save. See, look, he's still reeling from the last shot that he thought went off, and it didn't go off. So, yeah, he's just lost out there. So 2-0 already in the first period, and now late in the first period, the Preds are going to strike the net again. They're going to light the lamp for a third time in the period, as it's a different Predator, the third different Predator to score a goal in this game. Scott Walker beats Denise on the glove side, once again, just kind of making the defense look foolish, getting around the defensive pairing and just burying that puck. So this game, we haven't really seen too much defensive breakdown so much on our side, but I mean, in this Predators game, man, things are just really going from bad to worse, and Denise is feeling it, man. He is absolutely feeling it. So 3-0 already, and just a few seconds later, man, again, the Preds are going to get themselves into the net, but hold on, because there's an injury on the ice, and that's going to wave off the goal, as Teppo Numminen, the free agent, is injured on that play. So he's going to leave the ice now. The lines are going to have to adjust, and now we have the puck here about 5 minutes into the second period, and it's another wraparound goal, and it's Andrew Castles, who had himself a multi-goal game in the Sharks game, and he's making his presence felt here in this game against the Preds, trying to get us back involved into this game any way that he can, as he beats Thomas Bokun around with the wraparound. So, but now late in the second period, and another goal is just going to squeak by, and again, we're going to need a replay to see exactly what the heck just happened there, as Steve Sullivan is able to squeak one past Mark Denise, who's hugging the post. I have no idea what happened here. Again, another stick save attempt for Mark Denise. He's trying to get the stick down. He's trying to play defense. I don't know why. Maybe it's because his defense is just failing him. They're just not showing up for him. He's like, dude, I got to do everything myself, and it's resulting in stuff like this. It's getting bad, man. It's just getting rough and net. We might need to look at a potential change here maybe in this game. So 4-1 already in the third period, but we are not quite done yet, as another shot is going to beat Vokuni. Tries to go for the two-pad stack, and it's Todd Marchand, another assistant captain, getting himself a goal here. And what was that? What was that attempt from Vokun? I don't even know what he was trying to do. Maybe it's the fact that there were 2 Jackets in his face. He thought he had to try and cover for both possible scenarios, but just super late on the draw there to try and make a save on that puck, and that's going to be another goal for the Jackets. So 4-2, but the Predators are once again on the attack, and they are going to score another goal, man. Mark Denise letting in 5, and now it's Greg Johnson. I think that's the 5th different Predator to get a goal in this game, man. I don't think any Predator has scored a different goal, man. So you got at least, man, probably 7-8 Predators who got a point in this game now. It just it burns. It hurts. So 5-2 is the score, and once again the Preds on the attack, and that was just going to beat them in the 5-hole. And I don't even know if that might have been tipped. I'm not sure, but Steve Sullivan gets himself another goal in this game. But yeah, I don't even know if that was tipped. That might have been tipped. We'll see here. Maybe by a Jacket there, that defender might have tipped it. I don't know. But that one just beats Mark Denise in the 5-hole. And this is really, really where we got to start considering, man. Hey, maybe we should let Earbay maybe take over the net for a little bit. Maybe a game or so. We'll see how that goes. But either way, that is going to end things as the Predators come to town. I think they're the worst team we've played on our schedule so far. I think they are the weakest team we've played, and they just absolutely just pummel us, man, putting 6 goals. And those 6 true goals, not an empty netter. No, man, 6 straight-up true goals. So we scored a couple goals ourselves, which I guess is nice because typically in our losses, offense is really the key contributor as to why. I mean, you need more than 2 goals, right? But if you're going to give up 6, there's not many chances or many scenarios in which you are winning that game. So, moving on ahead now into the last home game of this video. It's going to be against the Minnesota Wild. So another new team, this one about the same age as we are. So we are both 2 of the newer babies here in the NHL. And we're finally playing for the first time in this season. We've played obviously many times before. But we are finally taking on each other here at the end of October. And this is actually a back-to-back, another back-to-back. But this time, the second game of the back-to-back will be in Minnesota to play the Wild on the road. So that will obviously be in the next video here. And we're going to finish things off here and cap off at least what started out as a nice video here. Hopefully we can rebound off of that bad Predators loss. But already the Wild are lighting a lamp here with a nice one-timer beating Mark Denise. And it's Brian Rolston getting the pass from Gabrick. And that one just right across the crease, man. Look at that. Just pew. A couple Wild in the vicinity, man. So if he didn't get that shot off, then I think maybe they might have still had a good chance here. Just right through the legs, man. Defense just looking lost up there, kind of like in the last game, man. It's concerning to see, but I still think we're okay. And no changes made at goaltender, so we're still relying on Denise here. He's had a couple days rest. And I think Newman is also back, too. I don't think he's long-term injured here. Now, off of the face-off, puck is loose in the Wild zone here. And we're going to exchange some passes here. And it's a one-timer for the Jackets that's going to land. And just a couple crafty passes is going to get on through, right on through off of the face-off. And it's Sanderson yet again, our assistant captain, getting himself involved offensively. Some quick passes right back on through, and Verborny sends this one over to Sanderson to get the goal into the net, the puck into the net. And now this game is tied. Look at that, just beats him. Woof. Just beaten. You can't, I mean, you can't stop that. You can't. And you definitely can't stop a slapper like that, of a strong, powerful slap shot just a few minutes into the second period. And it's another goal from Andrew Castles, man. He has been the MVP of this video. That's like, what, his 4th goal in this video? We haven't even seen Rick Nash or heard Rick Nash in this video, man, but I guess you don't need him when you get Castles. And that wasn't even a pass, man. That was just a loose puck. He said, screw it, man. Have puck, will shoot, I guess. So 2-1, we take the lead here. But now later on in the second period, once again, the wacky camera angles is not going to show the initial shot. But once again, it's Brian Rolston getting into the back of the net here with the second goal. And again, he just finds himself in perfect positioning right in front of Mark Denise. And the defense just not really fully aware of where he is on the ice. That pass just gets right under the stick, man, and beats Denise. He tries again, once again goes to that desperation 2-pad stack, and it does not seem to work out for him. Oh, he got a skate on it. He did get a piece of it. I didn't think he got a piece of it, but he definitely got a piece of it. He almost had that one stopped, but he did not. So later on in the third period, now just 5 minutes left to go in this game, another pass right to the center, right to point here. And that one is going to go into the net as Pascal Dupuis buries his first goal of the game. Someone else can do it other than Rolston, I guess. So credit to him, I guess. But again, the defense just kind of letting down Denise here. But Denise, I don't know, maybe had a good shot at that one. I was right in front of him, right down Broadway. You think that's the kind of shot that you're really kind of waiting for and hoping for. But that one beats Denise. So, and the frustration is setting in, as his last 2 games have not really been the most kind to him. But that's another loss that we're going to take at the hand of the Wild. So start off pretty good on this homestand here, and things have not really ended that way. So, but the video is going to end here, and in the next one we're going to take probably some more road games, obviously. So hope to see you guys in the next episode when we take on the Wild on the road and some other teams as well.